Hello friends, welcome back to automationtestinginsider.com. So this is Selenium WebDriver part 56 and today we are going to discuss about an important topic, that is how to handle dynamic web table in Selenium WebDriver. And this is very important for interview purpose as well. The interviewer might ask you at the time of interview that what is dynamic web table and how to handle it. Okay, so let's get started. So what is a web table? Okay, so here I have listed down couple of definition. A table is made of rows and columns. When we create a table for a web page, that is called as a web table. And in HTML, we use tag called table to create the web table. Okay. And the second definition is a web table is a HTML structure for creating rows and columns on a web page. So these are simple definition of web table. So let me give an example. So if you go to my blog, that is automationtestinginsider.com, and just click on this demo websites tab. Okay, so in this tab you'll find so many other links, and there you can practice Selenium. Okay, so for time being I'm clicking on this one for now. Okay, different elements on a web page. So here I have created a basic web table. Just scroll down, here you can see web table, and this is very basic, just for an example. Okay, uh, so we have a couple of columns here, name and salary, and uh, two rows we have. Okay, including these three rows, including the table header. Okay, so this is the name of the employee James, and this is the salary, this is John, and this is the salary. Okay, and we'll discuss about the structure in the coming slides. Okay, I think in the next slide only. Yeah, this is the basic structure of web table. So we have the topmost table tag. Here you can see table tag, and it is ending here, and inside that we have t body, the complete body of the table data. Okay, table structure, which includes under t body tag. And here we have three rows, right? Tr, that is represents using tr tag, table row. And here you can see we have th tag. So th stands for table header. So we have table column names, employee name, designation, salary. And if you talk about the second row, okay, so this is the table data actually. Okay, td is nothing but table data or column data. So in this example we have this James and 5000, right? So this is the first data and this is the second one. So here you can see John, and this is the designation. In this example we have extra column, right? Whereas here we have only two columns. So John software tester, and this 50,000 is the salary. Similarly we have second test data, second table data. Okay, so Tony senior software tester, and this is the salary. So if I draw the diagram of for this structure, it will look like this. So we have three rows and three columns. We have three rows including the header. Okay, and here you can see this is the employee name. Okay, this is the employee name, this is designation, and salary. So these are three columns, column names. Okay, header names, and corresponding we have test data, table data. Okay, so this is John, and this is the designation of John, that is software tester, and this is salary. Here you will see Tony, and this is the designation of Tony, senior software tester, and corresponding salary. So yeah, this is the structure of web table. And if you inspect this one, so here you will see, one second, yeah, so this is table tag. Okay, inside that we have t body, and inside that you can see we have three rows. So the first row is represents this, the first row of table. Okay, which is nothing but the table header. second one is the table data, okay, and third one is the another data. So if you expand this, here you can see name and salary. This is how you can inspect, and you can see the tags. Okay, so this is for the second one, and this for the third test data, I mean the second test data. Okay, so this is how the table looks, and different tags associated with table. Okay, so basically TD represents for test data, table data, and TR is for table row. Okay, so what are the different web table, okay, present, I mean available. So there are two types of HTML tables published on web. So we have static tables and dynamic table. Okay, so data is static, number of rows and columns are fixed. So in this example, if you see, so number of columns are fixed, right? Number of columns and rows are fixed. Okay, so the problem comes when we work with dynamic table. Okay, so this is very easy to handle static table because we know how many rows and columns are there. So yeah, this is dynamic table. Data is dynamic, so when the data is changing frequently, we can call that as dynamic table. Number of rows and columns are not fixed. I can give you an example that, let's say Sensex table is there with different companies. Okay, their last trade price, their script ID, and LTP, whatever, there are different columns, right? So and the data will be uh, I mean changed frequently. So in that case, that will be called as dynamic table. Okay, so these are the two tables, and this is done. Yeah, now we are going to cover some important questions. Okay, so here I have listed down important questions already I have prepared, and by solving these questions you'll understand, and then you can practice as well. Yeah, and it would be easy for you to handle web table. So what are these questions? So the first one is how to get the table headers. Okay, so here you can see we have headers, so how to get the header of the table. And the second question is count the number of rows and columns in a web table. Okay, and third is get value from particular column with respect to given data. So I'll show you what do you mean by this one. I have already created the test case, and I'll show you. Okay, let me give an example. Get the value of particular column with respect to given data. So let's say I mean uh, for this James, what is the salary? Something like that. Okay, third one is conditional. Get all the employees whose age is greater than 40. So here I have taken an example of a particular web table. I'll show you what example I have taken. Okay, in that example we have age column as well. So we'll get all the employees whose age is greater than 40 years. So this is another kind of question. And the fifth one is how to print last row in web table. Okay, and the sixth one is get particular cell value, and get the particular cell value using custom method. We can create a method, custom method, and we can get the particular cell value. And these are some other questions as well. How to get all the table data. Okay, so if I talk about this table, how to get all the rows and columns. Okay, so we'll discuss about that, we'll handle that. And how to get particular column. Let's say I'm going to print this one only, so how to print. Okay, how to get the second column or the first column, or let's say if any dynamic table is having like 6, 7 or 8, 9 columns. Okay, so how to get the particular column, and how to retrieve more than one column. So we'll discuss about that as well. Let's say I want to print we have 4 or 5 columns in this web table. Okay, and I want to print only name and salary, so how to print that. Okay, so these are all different questions I have listed down, guys. And for today we'll discuss about 5 questions. Okay, I don't want to make this video very lengthy, so in the second part we'll discuss about remaining 5 questions. Okay, So let's get started with the 5 questions. From the first one, okay, how to get the table headers. So already I have created the program. Okay, already I have created the project, and here I have created the class as well. I have created all the test cases. So I'll explain you like what are these what are the different test cases I have created, and how to get the X path. Okay, so just navigate to, yeah, we have one website called Selenium Easy Demo website. So here we have very good example of WebTable. So this is Selenium Easy website, and just navigate to table, and here we have table, sort and search. Okay, so we are going to handle this web table. Okay, so this is the web table and we are going to handle this. So yeah, this is Eclipse, and here I have created a couple of classes. Okay, so this is my project, guys, this practice one, and inside that I have created a package web table, and inside that we have couple of classes. So this is base class. Okay, and if you don't know how to create the project and classes and everything, how to create the Maven project, how to add libraries, TestNG libraries and all. So if you want to know, then you can if you missed the previous videos or tutorials, then you can visit the previous uh, like how to create the project and how to add the libraries and all. Okay, yeah, so if I talk about this web table base class, so here I have created a, yeah, one setup method, because we are going to launch browser every time. Okay, so all the test cases are separate, guys. So here I have for each scenario I have written separate test case. Okay, so and I'm calling this setup method from this base class. Okay, so here you can see this is my setup method. So here I'm simply launching the browser using Chrome driver, and maximizing the browser window, and navigating to this Selenium Easy website. Okay, so this is very uh, easy. Okay, and I'll explain about these 2 lines of code later on. Okay, this is for column and rows. Okay, I'll explain that later on. And yeah, I have declared the WebDriver in this base class only, and in another class, in my test class, I am extending base class. Okay, I'm extending this base class so that I can access the properties of uh, all the methods and variables from this class. Okay, from base class to this class. So that's why I have extended this base class. Okay, so yeah, let's discuss about this one, how to get the table headers. Okay, so this is my test method. Okay, get table headers, and I have associated with at the rate test annotation, because I'm going to run this test class using TestNG. And here I have assigned the priority as 1, and here I have given the description like get the table headers, name of the columns of the table. Okay, so this is here I'm calling the setup method from base class, and this is to just simply print the this message. Okay, and now let's see how to get the header of the table. So how to get, so just let me inspect this. So control F, and guys, here you can see we have table tag, and we have t body, t head, and inside that tr and th. Okay, so how to get uh, table? First of all, we can search like this table tag. Okay, and inside that let's search for t body, oh sorry, t head. Okay, t head, and we have inside, second, t head, right, and tr and then th. Here you can see. So we got all the 6 columns. Okay, so this is how we can write the X path for headers. Okay, so this is what simply I have written here, how to get all the column names. Okay, so this is uh, driver dot find elements, because we were getting different elements, right? So that's why I have used find elements by dot X path, and this is my X path. So X path string, this is common. Okay, so that's why I have declared here. Do not confuse with this one. Okay, because this is very simple one. This is, I mean, this is the basic one. So here I have used id. You can give this table directly, because this table has the id example. So here you can see, you can write like this as well. I think that this would be more I mean accurate when you work with other tables as well. Okay, so you can write like this, and the remaining part will be changing, right, based on our search criteria. So that's why I have written for this one, I have written the XPath in this base class, and simply I have stored in a variable XPath string, and simply this is, you can comment for now, this is not required. Okay, this is only applicable. Okay, and simply I am concatenating with this table header tr and th. So this will give you the 6 elements. Okay, web elements. So here I am storing in all headers of table in this variable, and simply will print the number of headers. Okay, all headers of table dot size. So this will this size method will give number of elements present in the list of this web element. Okay, and how to iterate, how to print one by one all the uh, data, right, all the columns. So we can iterate through for loop, for each loop. Okay, so all the, I mean, these are all web elements. So here web element, the type is web element, and here I have given the variable name header, and will iterate this list. Okay, so that's why I have given here, and here you'll see it will iterate one by one, and it will print all the list of column names. Okay, so this is very basic test case to get the header of this is how we can get the header of table. Okay, so let me just run this one. So I'll run the program using this testng.xml. So one second, here I have included all the methods. So inside this class you can see, okay, this is the WebTable demo. My test class name is WebTable demo. Okay, so this is how I have created the TestNG XML. Okay, simply we have a suite tag and test tag. Inside the test we have classes. Okay, so we have only one test class. So this is the class, and simply I'm calling, I mean I have included all the methods, all the test methods. So for now I'm going to run for this, the first one. Okay, so this is the first one. So how to run this? So let's exclude the other. Okay, so source we have add block. Okay, we have option add block comment. So we just comment all this, and simply you can run this testng.xml, run as testng suite. So simply it will launch the browser, and yeah, it will launch the browser, and then navigate to Selenium is the website, and it will close the browser. In the test class we have this tear down method as well at the end. So after executing the test case we have this after method. Okay, after method. So that's why every time it will close the browser. So here you can see headers in the table are below. So total headers found 6. So we have 6 headers, right? 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and here you can see these are the names of the column names. Okay, name, position, office, age, start date, and salary. So this is how you can get the header of the table. Now let's talk about the second test case. So, and do not worry guys, I'll provide this source code in my blog, okay, very soon. And this is the second test case: count total rows and columns. So how to count? So simply I have written the x path, okay, in my base class, okay. So that C and R represents the column and rows, and simply I'm calling the size method, okay, size method using this, okay. If you go to base class, here you can see, yeah, inside the setup method we have this column and rows, okay. So how to get the complete columns, okay, I mean the columns of how many columns are there, okay. So yeah, so we have 6 columns, right? So this is for 6 columns. So this is how we can get like yeah, this is, these are columns only, right? So trth, so this x path will give you the complete column, how many columns are will be there, okay. And how to get the rows, how many rows are there? So simply we have this t body and r, so directly we can jump to t body instead of t head. Directly write t body, and inside that we have tr tag. So we have 10 rows here, you can see. Yeah, here you can see this is the 1 second, yeah, like this. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, like this, okay. So this is about rows. This is how we can get, and we'll store in list. So here I have stored in a list, find elements, and this is the list, okay. C and R are declared at top, yeah, here we have, okay. And another, yeah, this is for yeah, rows and column are done, right? And I'm simply calling from a test class using the size method, okay. So we'll get the total columns and total rows. So let's run this program as well, the second case. So we'll do one thing, I'll uncomment from here and I'll put it over here, okay. Now this time 2 test cases will be executed, first two, okay. First 2 test method will be executed. So run as TestNG suite. So first test case is done. This is the second test case, and later on we'll see the results, okay. So the second is also done. Now let's look at the result. So this is the first test case, okay. Sorry, this is the first test case. The headers found 6, and this is for the second, count rows and columns. So we have total columns 6, total rows 10, okay. So this is how you can retrieve total rows and columns. Now let's talk about the third test case. Get the employee position whose designation is software engineer, okay. So if you see in this table, we have, we need to get the employees whose designation is software engineer. So here we have found one software engineer, and here is another one, okay. And these are the employees, Greeker and Wagner. So how to get this, okay. So how we'll do, first we'll locate the second position, okay, the second column. This position is the second column, right? So we'll locate the second column, and later on in this second column we'll search for software engineer, okay. And then in software engineer corresponding we'll go for the name, the employee in the same rows, right? In the same row we'll search for, I mean we'll get, we'll go for this name column, okay. So this is how we'll get. And yeah, so let me show you how I implemented this. So get employee position. So this is just I have called the setup method from this class, okay, and this is the for loop, okay. So we'll iterate the rows, we'll locate the one second, yeah, so we'll iterate one by one all the rows, okay, and this is to locate the position column, the column position of the row, the column position, right, where we are searching the software engineer. So you can write the X path like this for the second column, okay. So let me show you here. And TD. So we want to get the second column, right? One second. So here you can see. So by using this X path, you can navigate. So first we searched table tag, right? Table after table, we go for this table complete body, and then we have TR rows, and we are navigating. We are locating the table data. So we want the second column, right? So TD is nothing but the table data. So we want the second table data for this particular, in this particular table, okay. So here you can see these two represents the column. So here you can see. So we'll iterate in this in for loop, and we'll search for software engineer. So this is the X path for this one. So this is X path string from base class, okay, and simply this is what we have written. And instead of hard coding the values, here I'm passing, okay, through for loop. We are iterating the complete rows, right? So here you can see rows dot size, and yeah, we'll iterate one by one. Int I is equal to 1 from the first till the 10th one. We have 10 rows, right? So it will iterate one by one in the for loop. And here we are locating the second column. So this X bar is to locate, because we want to locate iterate the second column only, so that we can get the software engineer. And simply now, once at the time of iterating, when we get the software engineer, so we want if condition, right? So position column, this is the variable dot get text, and to lowercase equal ignore case employee role, and employee role, and this data employee position column. Here you can see in the X path I'm providing 2. 2 is for second column. So these two data I'm passing from base class. So here I have listed down for the third test case. Here you can see employee role, here I'm sending software engineer. In the same way you can search for any other designation as well, okay. And here you can see employee position column is the second, and employee name column is the first column. Inside if condition I'll show you. One second. Yeah, and then if this condition is satisfied, okay, and then we'll locate the particular element of employee table, sorry, employee column, okay. So these, the simple employee column is the one, right? So if you put 1 here, and then we'll locate the particular employee like this one, Grieger and Wagner, if this condition is satisfied, okay. And simply we are printing that particular employee name. So let's run this, the third test case. So what we'll do, I'll uncomment the third test case from here, and I'll put it over here, so that 3 test cases will be executed. So let me just recap, guys. This one, the third test case, it is little bit lengthy. So what we have done is, firstly we are calling the setup method from base class, and this is just print statement, and using this for loop we are iterating, right, the second column. I mean, we are iterating rows one by one, okay. And here we are locating the position of the second column, and then if the position is will extract the text from the second column. So if it is software engineer, so here we have if condition. If it matches with software engineer employee role, and then we'll locate the uh, the first column, the employee name of the first column, I mean the employees from the first column. So here we are locating this Gricker and Wagner, so it should print Gricker and Wagner, and simply we are printing here. So let's run this. Launching the browser, and it will navigate to Selenium Easy website, and it will execute 3 test cases now, because we have uncommented 3 test cases. I have used few variables because I don't want to hard code it the values, so that's why I'm passing the column name. What is the column name or column value, right? The first or second from base class. So here you can see we have total test run 3 and 0 failure. So if you see the results, these for the first test case, get the table headers and rows and columns. So total columns, this already we have seen, and these are get all the employee names of software engineer position. So here we get this one. Okay, we got Gricker and Wagner, which we have seen, Gricker and Wagner. And this code will work whether this is whether it will be like a static or dynamic table, it doesn't matter. Okay, now what is the fourth is similar. So this is the third test case, and here get the name of the employees whose age is 40. So whose age is 40, so we'll put the if condition in this column, will iterate this age column one by one, and will put the if condition if it is greater than 40. Okay, similar to the previous one. Here you can see, so this my if condition will iterate rows one by one. Okay, the similar to the previous case, and we are locating the age column. Okay, age column, so simply we are providing this employee age column from what is the, I mean, number of uh, uh, yeah, number of the column from base class we are passing those. The employee age column number is 4, fourth column. 1 2 3, and this is the fourth column, right? Age is the fourth column, so we are passing the number from what is the employee age column number. So this is the fourth number, I mean the fourth position it is located. And another data we are passing the age, 40 years is the criteria, right? And here you can see in the X path I am providing employee age column, this will be fourth. So in this case let's make it 4. So here you can see I have located the fourth column. Okay, and we'll iterate one by one this column through this for loop. Here you can see the for loop. Okay, we'll iterate the rows one by one, and we have this if condition integer dot parse int. So all these are strings, right? These are all strings, so we are converting strings to integer. So this is how we can convert using this integer class. Parse int method is there, and from there we'll get the text, and we can simply compare, and it will convert to integer. Okay, so from here we can simply convert greater than or equals to employee age, and employee age we are passing from here the value of employee age. Okay, from base class, and simply after that we are locating the employee name column like we did in the previous test case, and simply we are printing the name of the employees. Okay. So let's run this test method as well from testng.xml. So this time it will run 4 test cases one by one. Okay, so this is the first test case. It will launch the browser again, it will execute the test case, and it will close the browser. This was second test case, and this is for the third. And it will execute the fourth test case as well. Okay, now let's look at the result. So here you can, if you see, all the test cases are passed. Okay, and the result of the last one, get all employee names whose age is greater than 40. So these are the different employees: Cox, Ramos. Let's see, Cox has 66, Ramos 47. What else? Greeker and Williamson as well. So this Greeker is eligible. Okay, and this Williamson 61. So this question is particular to this table because we have this age column. Okay, and let's have a look the fifth question, fifth test case. So print the last row, and this will applicable. You can run this test case for any web table. Okay, and yeah, simply we are calling the setup method from base class, and this is the x path to get the, let me just copy this one and I'll show you from tbody so that you can understand. When you write, okay, this x path, we have this last function. Okay, this last function in x path, and using that we can get the last row of the table. Here you can see 1 2 3 4 5. So it will give all the test data, sorry, table data of the last row. Okay, and simply we are using for loop, we are iterating, we are printing one by one all the text. Okay, here you can see. So let's run this one as well. So it should print one by one all the test data like Vans, pre-sales support, New York, and these details. So let's run this one as well. So I'll remove the comment from here and I'll put it over here. Now let's run this, run as TestNG tests, TestNG suite in fact. Okay, because this is XML, TestNG XML. First test case got executed. This is the second one. Now it will execute the third one. And I think this is the last test case, the fifth one, and we'll see the result and we'll compare with our the actual table. Okay, so get the last row of table. So here you can see the last row of table is Vans, pre-sale support, New York 21, this is the month, and this is the salary. Okay, so this is how you can do, you can get the last row of the table. So 5 test cases are done, and so remaining 5 will execute from tomorrow, guys. I mean from the next session. Okay, so far we have covered the 5 questions, and you can practice by the purpose of these questions is to practice, so you can get some knowledge and some more idea. Okay, by solving these questions, and there are some, I mean, more questions will be there, so you can practice as well. So remaining 5 questions are a little bit I won't say tougher, but tough, but that will I mean, it will take some effort. So okay, so we'll see in the next video. And regarding the source code of this test class, I'll put in my blog. Okay, I'll post in my blog, and then you can refer this. So thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.